sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
I was just asking if we're going off the most recent topic you guys were just talking about.
Bro, you can talk about anything that you want to talk about. The world.
What are your views on the abortion and all that? What are your views?
I listen. I don't have a uterus. I don't think that it's my place. I think that should be between a woman and her doctor, and that's it. And whatever faith she may believe in.
So in that sense, then you agree with Roe versus Wade being taken out of the government, right?
No, not at all.
That's what you just said. Okay,
That's not what I said.
That is what you said. So the government was basically telling you what you couldn't do by Roe versus Wade.
Yeah. So
no, Boosted, what was the point of Roe?
They had a limitation on what you couldn't do.
No, they didn't.
So the point was prior to now that women got to choose to do what they wanted, right? So they weren't telling them what they could.
Roe protected Roe protected the right to medical privacy, sir.
Correct.
Yeah, so it wasn't telling them what they could do
at all.
That it's the opposite, right? Now reversing that and sending it back to states has some states that's telling women what they can.
Thank you, Debbie. Yeah. Do you think we should turn everything back over to the states? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Courtney.
I don't think any of it should be up to any entity like that. It should be up to the individual person. I'm Republican. I'm pro-life, but I also was raised in a time where it's mind your own business. If it doesn't have to do with you, it's not your option to really speak on.
So that means you're pro-choice. Like when you say that, I understand. Like if you were in that situation, you would choose life.
Correct.
However, if you're saying to stay out of other people's business, let people choose for themselves, that makes you pro-choice.
Well, then I'm pro-choice. Then, yeah.
Okay.
I would never, if I was with somebody and we had something like that, I would never want to get an abortion. That's not something I would ever want to do. It's not something I would ever suggest. But I also wouldn't tell somebody else, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And
everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, I mean, people need to pay attention to the actual name, right? Pro-choice doesn't mean we're like forcing abortions on everyone. No, it means pro, right. You can make a choice. Pro, everyone makes their own choice. That's what it means.
Then we agree on that.
I'm curious about something, Boosted.
Yeah, what's up?
It seems like you're pro-choice, but you don't want that to be codified anywhere.
Well, because most of the other lives that I've joined and I've told them exactly what I've told you guys, they tell me the opposite. They tell me that I'm pro-life, and then I get thrown down this rabbit hole of why I'm a piece of shit and blah, 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 blah.
My question is, why don't you want it codified anywhere?
I don't think there should be any of it. There shouldn't be anything for it or against it anywhere. It should be left out of everything. There shouldn't be you can't or you can. There should not be any of it.
What does the 13th Amendment say?
I mean, do you want me off the top of my head to go? What is the 13th Amendment? Go ahead.
It says that slavery is abolished except in cases of a punishment for a crime. Do you think we should remove the 13th Amendment because, just stay out of everybody's business?
Thank you, Branch. I appreciate you.
Well, if I say yes, that would basically be saying that people could still have slavery.
Well, they still can have slavery.
Yeah,
according to the 13th Amendment.
They can, but what I'm saying is, if you remove the 13th Amendment and you just go, hey, laissez-faire, let them do what they want, you don't think that would be problematic?
Potentially, in a way, yes. I see what you're saying, and I see where you're going with it, and I don't disagree with what you're saying.
So then it should be codified, a woman's right to choose in the law, right? Just so that there's no confusion as to what our stance is. You can be pro-life for yourself, another group can be pro-choice, or they can decide if they want for themselves, and we put that in writing so that everybody's clear on exactly what this country's stance is.
Right.
Good. I'm glad we had this chat.
I feel from my standpoint is more of a, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say without sounding, I feel like everybody should vote. It should all be voted on. It should be a majority of That way everybody feels like they've had their say, they've had their vote, they took their time to go do it.
Why should you be able to vote, you know what I'm saying, on the rights of other individuals who you have no connection to, whether it be maritally, whether it be like familial? You have no familial relation, no marital relation, no blood relation of any kind. Why should you be able to vote on their access to healthcare or medical privacy or bodily autonomy, for that matter?
Yeah. Can I ask Boosted a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Boosted. So my question to you is removing abortion from the situation, okay? If I said to you that the federal government wanted to put something in place that gave you the right to medical privacy and the right to bodily autonomy, regardless of your sex, your gender, anything, every individual had that same right to do as they pleased with their body, would you support that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay, so if legislation was put in place to preserve medical privacy and bodily autonomy, that would impact both men and women and everyone else. But under that umbrella, it would also protect the right to abortion. Would you be in support of legislation like that?
Yes.
Okay, good, because that would stop you from being forced to do medical procedures like an organ donation or a vasectomy or anything like that. But it would also protect someone with a uterus's ability to have an abortion should they want or need one.
Right. And Roe provided that.
And just regarding
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Veronica. I appreciate the subscription.
And just regarding the idea of everyone getting to vote, that would be like you needing a kidney transplant and everyone here gets to vote on whether you get it or not. That wouldn't be right.
I feel
do you think, hey, Boosted, do you think that these politicians who have women on the side, which they do,
and
they get them pregnant, you think that they're not, and they're getting abortions for those women, are they not?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Like they're 100% getting abortions for those women. 100%. Right.
I'm so glad that NORAD's brought up organ donation as part of like medical privacy and the right to bodily autonomy. Have you heard of the Biological Resource Center?
Probably at some point, yes, but off the top of my head, I cannot recall anything from it.
I'm not going to go into the story because it's very graphic. It's actually like super triggering.
Thank you, Geraldine.
I'm just going to say anybody who wants to know about this, just look up the Biological Resource Center and what was happening to people who were donated for Alzheimer's research instead of being used for Alzheimer's research.
Okay. I feel like we're all in the same headspace and on the same page with most of this shit, so I guess.
Yeah, I think you're just getting caught up on wording.
What is it? You said that you're a Republican, right? What does that mean to you?
I am more for people having the power, less for the government, more for people.
Okay. Hold on. So is passing legislation that takes away women's rights to bodily autonomy, medical privacy, and access to medical care?
Not that I wanted anything passed on taking it away. I preferred on nothing being passed in either direction, for or.
Yeah, but we've identified that that's problematic. What about telling parents of trans children that they can't receive access to medical care or have medical privacy or bodily autonomy for themselves and their children?
Well, now we're discussing children, so that goes into a whole different realm.
How so? Are they your children?
No, but somebody has to stand up for children that don't have.
And people are standing up for children. So if you know that it lowers the self-unaliving rate by 75%, whatever the case may be, if you know that there's something out there that lowers the chances that a child will take their own life by 75%, you're not going to advocate for it. You'd rather that children die.
But then you've got to look on the flip side of it. The people.
There is no flip side. We know the data on the flip side. The flip side is that there's less than 1% regret rate. There's more regret rate for people that have had knee replacements. There's less regret rate for people that have had chemotherapy. So you're telling me that you would rather, right? You would rather those children die or advocate that those children live? Because you told me you were pro-life. We're talking about children that are actually alive.
Right. the obvious answer is the last. I mean, obviously nobody wants children to die. I mean, that's
so
not
why would you advocate against
when you
them
word
receiving the necessary care?
When you say kids for transgender, how old are you talking?
Yeah, so a child, right? A child.
No, absolutely not. No, fuck no. Nope.
You didn't even let me finish.
It doesn't matter. It's a child. You're not changing.
You have no idea what I'm talking about. No, you're not. No, you're not. Nobody's talking about surgery. So if you pipe the fuck down, right, then you'll let me finish my sentence. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. The part of your brain that determines gender identity is fully developed by the time you were 6 or 7 years old. You knew you were a boy when you were 6, did you not?
Sure.
Okay. At any point when you were 6 years old, did you think that you were perhaps a girl?
No.
Exactly that.
Yeah, but that does not mean that does not justify saying that somebody else does.
So the part of your brain,
just because I didn't experience that does not mean.
So the part of your brain that determines your gender identity is fully developed by the time you're 6 or 7 years old. In addition to that, right, in order for you to receive any type of hormone therapy, right, or puberty blockers, you have to go through a vast battery of tests, right? So it has to be insistent, consistent, and persistent. You have to see a psychiatrist. You have to see a therapist. You have to see an endocrinologist. Sometimes you have to even see a social worker. And this is over the course of a few years. And then, right, if they decide that puberty blockers is going to prevent you from taking your own life, then they'll put you on puberty blockers. Puberty blockers are something that we have been giving children, specifically young girls, right, that have, why did I forget the word all of a sudden?
Precocious puberty.
Precocious puberty, yeah. Precocious puberty since the late 70s, early 80s. And when you stop taking puberty blockers, puberty resumes. Puberty resumes. Your body just goes back to developing. That's it. That's all. And it's less, right? It's less dangerous. There's less side effects than many over-the-counter medications. Nobody's allowed to have surgery until after they're 18. The earliest I think that anybody's had surgery in the United States is like 17 years old. But we do perform breast reduction surgeries on young girls very often in this country because it's hurting their back or harming their development in some way. So we need to stop denying science, right? We need to lean on the professionals and not our opinions. Professionals exist for a reason. They go to school for half their fucking lives for a reason. So let's lean on the professionals and not our own understanding of things.
That would be great if everything in society wasn't driven by money.
There would be no motivation whatsoever, right, to make young children change their gender. None. Zero motivation.
There would be no motivation maybe in investing money into certain stocks that hold that's bullshit. You know that bullshit.
No, it's actually quite the opposite. So insurance companies and
literally when COVID came around, how much did Fauci have stock in other shit? Like, let's be real.
Okay, so that's not the point. All right, so the people who benefit the most from things relating to healthcare are not politicians. They're actually the CEOs of these health insurance companies, right? But in order for health insurance companies to make money, they have to get the most reimbursable things without paying for other stuff, right? So having to go to therapy, having to get medications, doing all these things, that costs health insurance money. So what do you think is more advantageous to health insurance? Would it be for them to provide life-saving treatment that you need, or for you to be unalived, either by a natural cause or by yourself? What do you think would be most advantageous for them?
What do you mean?
Financially, would you think it would be more advantageous to them?
Do you think that insurance companies make more money when they provide less services or more services?
More services, obviously, especially over an extended period of time. When it comes to
they make less. They make more money when they provide less services.
Do the pharmaceutical companies make less money when they provide less services?
The pharmaceutical companies aren't prescribing medications.
They're not making, obviously they're not prescribing. The pharmaceutical companies are not signing the prescription. Let's not play with words. Okay, they're making
I'm not playing.
What are they making?
I'm not playing with words.
Pharmaceutical companies, what do they make?
Make pharmaceuticals.
Sir, they would rather you
Medication,
do
correct.
you see what I'm doing right now? Do you see what I'm doing right now? They would rather you die than pay for stuff. Trust me, I know. I have patients every day who are denied coverage for testing that they need, procedures that they need to save their life because they're like, doesn't fit the standard of care. We're going to send it to peer review.
Yeah.
People, they would rather you be unalive than pay for treatment that will save your life.
Yeah, I think he missed the point when I asked who's writing the prescriptions. Friend, if the insurance companies aren't covering the therapists, and they're not covering the psychiatrists, and they're not covering the endocrinologists, and they're not covering, you know what I'm saying, like all of the doctors that have to be involved for them to receive gender affirming care. If the insurance companies are not covering any of these things, right? Then they're less likely to be able to write prescriptions for the medications that you're talking about.
And the health insurance will still take your premium and still make you pay your deductible.
The doctors can't write the prescriptions if they're not, if the people can't even be seen. Like I think you know what I'm saying, you jumped the shark.
Well, I'd love to finish this conversation, but I have to go into this house and do a home inspection. So I enjoyed the education on the first portion of it. I appreciate it. I did learn something. Thank you.
Hey, no worries. We should have another chat when
I agree.
you feel like you can talk about stuff without worrying about what society has told you, especially when you're a member of the Republican Party, because I think we all have a lot of information that we could share with one another.
100%. And just, yeah. Okay. Well, I've got to run. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. Twitch, have you recovered?
Yeah, I need to first off say sorry I pronounced your name wrong, so my bad. If you recall that. So
I do. Yeah, I do. It's recorded.
Yeah, I'm being a man. It's Kamala, so.
Kamala.
So anyway.
Make this easy for everyone.
First off, I just
plan on making a video. Hold on one second. So sorry. Hold on one second. I actually plan on making a video about this, but it's literally so simple. Like, think of a sentence. Like, instead of a period, like the pause, the middle of the sentence, you use a comma. Comma, la. Kamala. It's literally a comma and la. That's it.
That's it. That's all.
I know, but honestly, there's a lot of people that are mispronouncing it, and I did, and I apologize, and I eat crow.
Okay. I appreciate you for apologizing. That's big of you. I appreciate it. Okay. What is it that you came to talk about today?
Well, I'm just here to listen, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, to be honest with you, I got to catch a flight here soon.
Where you
so
going
I got to pack to DC.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Going to the nation's capital.
Anything going on there?
Going to cause trouble. That's what I do.
Oh.
That's what I do. I'm gonna go start some shit.
Oh, baby, come back.
Yep, I'm gonna go start some shit. So yeah, I gotta get going. So that I can, pack my bags, spend a little bit of time with my children before I head out of the house. So we're gonna have to do this another time. I probably will get on tomorrow morning because I think it's supposed to be raining all day tomorrow. So I don't know that I'll much, leave out of the house. But we'll see.
It should be raining tomorrow. It's been raining all day here in Kansas City, so that should be making right over to DC pretty quickly.
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody who has engaged in the dialogue today. Oh, really quickly, one more time for the people. Go get your Kamala for Orange Stain Remover shirt. Links in the bio. Go get you one. Code Kamala10, all caps, for 10% off anything in the store.
Right on.
Or get your Protect Women's Rights, Protect Human Rights, and Protect Trans Rights shirt. Again, all of those can be found
Real quick.
at tough.ltd. Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question for Jeff.
Sure.
He was talking about the.
Oh, shit. You must have got a phone call.
How long does it usually take to ship shirts? They usually
7
ship
days.
I was gonna say within 7 days. If you're having an issue where you haven't gotten something yet and it's been over 10 days, let me know and I'll check into it.
Yeah, I think that let me see who's live.
So, while you're doing that, can we verify?
Bro, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, guys, RTP is live, so you guys can go raid RTP. Twitch, I don't know what's happening to you, buddy. RTP is on. I just saw him. He's definitely on. All right, what were you saying, Twitch?
Yeah, I looked up the Biological Resource Center that Jeff was talking about earlier.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that on here, though, Twitch.
I'm just saying it.
No, I know, and we're not going to continue. It's pretty horrific, and it's a huge trigger warning for people, and that's why Jeff didn't talk about it earlier.
Hey, one second, it's permanently closed, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
That's crazy.
I know it's
It is
closed.
a big deal. It is a big deal.
Yeah,
Well, it was a big deal. Now they're permanently closed, so
That's good.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Was that the question?
I was just making sure we were on the same page as far as what company we were talking about.
Yeah. It's the same company.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it's closed.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. I'm going to get going. I love you all very much. Thank you for everybody that's contributed today, both the gifting, those of you who subscribed, those of you who have been on the panel, all of you in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys showing up every day. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I really do love you guys.
We appreciate your live, dude. Absolutely.
Thanks. Hey, listen, check on your friends. Everybody who says they're okay is not necessarily okay. Protect your peace at all costs. Take care of your mental health. If you have not yet started your therapy journey, today is an amazing opportunity for you to do so. Remember, therapy is not a fix-all. You have to put in the work. Eat as healthy as you can. Drink your water. Take your medication. And as always, stay dangerous. I love you. Bye, YouTube. See you, Twitch. Adios, guys. Drink water. Don't be a bigot.
Okay.
Because I guarantee you think that trickle-down economics works. When we give tax cuts to the rich and the corporations, you definitely think that money's going to trickle down to us, and it doesn't. Trickle-down economics is a failure.
So you're telling me if you go